Hello, my dear friends. Many men over 60 are unaware that the fading of their energy, intimacy, and strength isn't simply a consequence of aging. It's often due to a silent process restricting their blood flow, impacting their confidence profoundly. But here's something truly remarkable. I've witnessed men in my practice, men who struggled to climb stairs, men who hadn't experienced intimacy with their partners for years, experience a remarkable revitalization within weeks. This wasn't achieved through prescriptions or surgery, but through a simple, often overlooked vegetable that naturally boosts circulation and restores vitality from within. I'm Dr. Evelyn Blake, a board-certified urologist and professor at Baylor College of Medicine. For over 3 decades, I've dedicated myself to helping men over 60 reverse the decline society often labels as normal. My discoveries have shown me this: when blood flow diminishes, life's vibrancy fades. But restore that flow, and everything shifts. And what I'm about to share might surprise you. This vegetable isn't rare or expensive. In fact, most men pass it by in the grocery store each week, unaware of its incredible power to rebuild circulation and reignite their vitality. Please stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal the root cause of poor circulation, the specific vegetable that addresses it, and how to use it effectively so you can reclaim your energy, your connection, and a part of your life you may have thought was lost. Before we begin, if you're a man over 60 seeking natural solutions to boost your circulation, energy, and performance, please subscribe and tap the bell icon. This way, you won't miss a single tip that could significantly improve your life. And if this resonates with you, please leave a 1 in the comments. If not, a 0 is perfectly fine. I'm here to listen and always strive to enhance these videos for you. Let's begin with a truth often overlooked by many doctors: the reason blood flow slows with age, and why this slowdown impacts not only your heart, but also your strength, your drive, and your most intimate moments. If you're over 60 and have noticed a decrease in energy, performance, or connection with your partner, please understand, it's not your fault. The problem is deeper, originating in the lining of your blood vessels. Allow me to explain what's happening within your body, and how addressing this issue can transform everything. First, let's uncover the hidden root of poor circulation and intimacy decline after 60. I've observed this pattern in countless patients, men in their 60s and 70s who believe they're simply getting older. They often say things like, "Doctor, I just don't have the energy I used to," or, "It feels like my body isn't responding anymore." But the reality is, what they're experiencing isn't solely aging. It's a deeper, quieter issue within their blood vessels, subtly diminishing their strength year after year. Within each artery, there's a thin layer called the endothelium. In your younger years, this layer was flexible and active, releasing nitric oxide, a natural gas that relaxes blood vessels, improves blood flow, and maintains strong circulation throughout your body, including areas crucial for intimacy. However, after 60, the endothelium begins to deteriorate. It stiffens, producing less nitric oxide. Consequently, blood flow is restricted, and you begin to notice the effects, not just in the bedroom, but in your energy levels, memory, and even your ability to perform simple tasks like climbing stairs without feeling breathless. I recall one 64-year-old man who said, "I feel like my spark is gone, and I don't know how to get it back." He appeared healthy, with a normal weight and good lab results. Yet, upon closer examination, his endothelial function was severely compromised. This silent breakdown within the arteries is the true root of poor circulation and diminished vitality. The encouraging news is, it's not irreversible. The endothelium can be repaired, and nitric oxide levels can be restored. When this happens, the difference is remarkable: increased energy, strength, and yes, improved performance where it matters most. But here's what most men never hear: you don't need medication to fix this. There's a vegetable, proven in clinical studies, that naturally repairs the endothelium and boosts nitric oxide. And chances are, it's already in your kitchen. Let me reveal what it is, and how to use it effectively. Second, let's discuss the circulation super vegetable, beets. If someone had told me 25 years ago that one of the most potent tools for restoring a man's blood flow and performance would be a vegetable, I might have been skeptical. But after decades of experience and witnessing countless patient transformations, I can confidently say that beets are one of the most underestimated allies for men over 60. Beets are more than just a root vegetable. They're a natural powerhouse of dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This same compound, as I mentioned earlier, is essential for widening blood vessels and restoring healthy circulation. It's remarkable how quickly beets can make a difference, especially in men whose nitric oxide levels have decreased with age. One of my patients, Walter, at 66, felt completely drained. He said, "I just don't feel like myself anymore. I've lost my edge." I introduced beets into his daily routine, just a small glass of fresh beet juice each morning. Nothing extreme. Within a few weeks, his blood pressure began to lower, his energy increased, and he shared that he and his wife had reconnected in a way they hadn't in years. It wasn't magic, it was the restoration of proper circulation. Scientific studies support these findings. Clinical trials have demonstrated that beetroot juice increases blood flow, improves arterial flexibility, and even supports kidney and brain function. That's why I often call it nature's circulation medicine. It works gently and naturally, and with consistent use, it supports not only your physical performance but also your confidence. But the key isn't just knowing beets are beneficial, it's knowing how to use them correctly and when. Most men either avoid them entirely or consume them in ways that don't deliver the nitric oxide boost they need. I'll guide you through the essential steps, from timing to combinations, so you can fully benefit and begin rebuilding your circulation from the inside out. And trust me, once you see how easily mistakes can negate the benefits of this powerful vegetable, you'll want to pay close attention to what comes next. Third, let's look at a real story. David, age 68. I'll never forget David. He entered my office with slumped shoulders, a quiet voice, and eyes that spoke of a long period of feeling unwell. He was 68, retired, and married for over 40 years. A proud man, a former Navy serviceman who had dedicated his career to providing for his family. But along the way, he felt like his engine had simply stopped running. He wasn't just talking about energy, he was talking about intimacy, about feeling emotionally and physically disconnected from his wife, about the shame of trying and failing, and worst of all, the quiet fear that this was how his life would end, fading away alone. We ran his blood work. His testosterone was slightly low, but what stood out was his nitric oxide levels, virtually non-existent. His arteries were stiff, and his endothelial function was damaged. Simply put, his blood couldn't reach where it needed to go, not his muscles, his brain, or the parts of him that made him feel like a man. Instead of prescribing medication, I offered a different plan. We started with simple lifestyle changes, and one key step was incorporating fresh beet juice into his morning routine. Nothing fancy, just 4 ounces a day. The results weren't immediate, but within 3 weeks, his complexion improved, and he had more energy. By week 6, he told me something I'll never forget. "Doc, I didn't think this was possible at my age. I thought I was done, but now I feel alive again." Stories like David's are why I do what I do. Too many men believe their best days are behind them, when in reality, their bodies simply need the right support to heal from within. If you're considering trying beets, let me show you precisely how to use them, and more importantly, how to avoid the one mistake that can completely negate their benefits. You'll be surprised how many men never see results because of this oversight. Let's delve into it. Fourth, let's discuss how to use beets correctly to maximize their effectiveness. Here's a truth rarely shared. Simply eating beets isn't sufficient. Knowing they're beneficial doesn't guarantee your body will absorb the benefits. I've had men return to me after weeks of trying canned beets or beet chips, frustrated by the lack of change. When I inquire about their usage, the answer always explains everything. To effectively use beets to improve blood flow and revive nitric oxide production, you need to provide your body with the right form at the right time, with the right support. The simplest and most effective method I've found is fresh beetroot juice, 4 to 6 ounces first thing in the morning, before coffee or breakfast. This is when your body is most receptive to absorbing the natural nitrates and converting them into usable nitric oxide. And here's a powerful tip I share with my patients. Add a small clove of fresh garlic or a pinch of garlic powder to your beet juice. Why? Because garlic contains compounds that boost nitric oxide conversion and enhance blood vessel flexibility. Together, they create a natural 1-2 punch that supports stronger, longer-lasting circulation, benefiting not only your heart but your intimacy as well. However, timing is crucial. Avoid using mouthwash immediately after drinking beet juice. It sounds unusual, but antibacterial mouthwash kills the beneficial bacteria in your saliva that help convert dietary nitrates into nitric oxide. Without these bacteria, you're essentially wasting the benefits, and most men are completely unaware of this. I remember one patient, Alan, who had diligently consumed beet juice for a month without seeing any change. We discovered he used strong antiseptic mouthwash every morning afterward. Once he stopped, it was like a switch flipped, increased energy, lower blood pressure, and restored confidence. Sometimes, the smallest adjustments make the biggest difference. You might wonder why more men haven't heard about this, or why simple natural solutions aren't the first option offered. The answer reveals something deeper about how men's health is addressed, and it's something you absolutely need to hear. Fifth, let's discuss why most men miss this crucial information, and why you can't afford to. It still frustrates me how many deserving men are left uninformed. Men who've worked hard their entire lives, raised families, served their communities, and yet, when they experience decreased energy or performance issues, they're given a prescription and told it's simply age. No real explanation, no root cause, no genuine solutions. I've seen this repeatedly. Men come to me after months, even years, of trying pills that offer only temporary results, often with side effects they don't discuss. And when I ask if anyone mentioned nutrition, nitric oxide, or blood vessel health, they shake their heads. No one informed them. No one even tried. Why? Because natural solutions like beets can't be patented, bottled, and sold for hundreds of dollars a month. That's the problem. There's no profit in prevention. So, most men never learn what truly works until it's almost too late. But let me be clear, the cost of ignorance is far greater. Poor circulation doesn't just affect intimacy, it increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, memory loss, kidney damage, and even premature death. And the worst part is, it often progresses silently without symptoms until something serious occurs. This isn't just about improving bedroom performance, although that's important and deeply personal. It's about protecting your future, your independence, your ability to be present and engaged with the people you love. By restoring your blood flow now, you're doing more than boosting energy, you're investing in years of better living. I always tell my patients, you deserve more than maintenance. You deserve momentum, and it's never too late to regain it. But it starts with understanding what's been hidden from you all this time. Let's bring this full circle. Once you understand how circulation connects to manhood itself, not just biologically, but emotionally, everything starts to make sense. What I'm about to share may permanently alter your perspective on your health, your body, and your future. Sixth, let's consider the bigger picture. Circulation is manhood. Some men seek answers about energy, others about performance. But beneath the lab results and technical explanations, there's a deeper question they're asking. Can I still feel like a man? And I always assure them, absolutely yes. Because here's the truth I've witnessed repeatedly. When blood flow returns, so does confidence. When circulation improves, men stand taller, speak with more strength, reconnect with their partners, and rediscover aspects of themselves they thought were lost. That's not just biology, that's identity. And that's why this conversation about circulation is so significant. It's not just about fixing one function, it's about reclaiming your presence in the world. We live in a culture that tells men to shrink as they age, to slow down, to step back and accept that their best years are behind them. But that's a falsehood. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s revitalize when the right steps are taken, steps that are natural, achievable, and grounded in real science. Restoring blood flow doesn't just energize the body, it revives the mind, lifts the spirit, and rebuilds the bond between a man and his partner. And that kind of change radiates. Your family notices, your wife feels it, and most importantly, you feel it, not just physically, but in those quiet moments when you look in the mirror and realize you've still got it. So, yes, circulation is manhood. And if you've been living with fatigue, frustration, or distance, know that it doesn't have to remain that way. You can naturally turn things around, starting today. But before we conclude, let me offer one final insight that brings everything together and shows you exactly how to incorporate this into your daily life. It's simple, powerful, and could be the turning point you've been waiting for. In conclusion, after 30 years of working with men over 60, I've come to a simple yet powerful realization. Decline is not inevitable. Slowing down doesn't have to mean giving up. What I've shared today, From understanding the true root of poor circulation to discovering the power of beets and using them correctly isn't theoretical, it's real. It's been proven in the lives of the men I've treated, men just like you. We discussed how your blood vessels, your nitric oxide levels, and your inner biology all shape how you feel, move, and connect. You saw what happened to David when he finally gave his body what it needed, not more pills, but real nourishment. You learned that even the smallest habits, like avoiding mouthwash or adding garlic, can create lasting change. And most importantly, you saw that what's been missing isn't youth, it's flow. Because when blood flows, everything else follows. Your energy, your clarity, your confidence, your intimacy. This isn't about trying to recapture your past self. It's about embracing who you are now and who you can become. You're not too late, you're not too old. You simply haven't had the right tools until now. So I urge you, take action today. Start with one small change, one habit, one glass of beet juice, and watch what happens when your body begins to awaken. Because when circulation returns, so does life, and you deserve nothing less.